Kia ora and welcome to Business Your Way, a podcast where I take you behind the scenes and look at the strategies, systems and support needed to grow and scale an online service business. One that not only supports you and your family financially, but one that gives you the freedom to live the life of your dreams. I'm taking the many lessons learnt over the last 2 decades of running my own business and working with hundreds of clients to bring you what's working now conversations. I'm pulling back the curtain to bring you real stories from real people, including myself. We're going to talk about everything from how to get clarity on your vision, creating systems so you can automate and delegate, how to hire a kick-ass team that creates raving, returning and referring clients. We're even going to talk about how to kick those limiting beliefs to the curb so that you can flourish in your business. I'm your host, Sandra Julian, an Indigenous mama of 3, fashion-loving sewist and business strategist. Each week, I want to help you dream big, plan well, and do the work to grow and scale your business your way. Kia ora and welcome to the final podcast episode of 2023. As we approach the end of the year, I find myself in this reflective mood. And it could be just because, it's the end of the year and that's how my brain works. But I know that many of us started this year with some grand plans, some visions of growth and an unwavering determination to conquer new heights in our business. I mean, I definitely know that I did. I'm looking at my game plan on my wall with all the plans that I had at the beginning of the year. And geez, as the year unfolded, so did some unexpected challenges. And that really threw me off course and it really tested my resilience. And every time I looked at my game plan, I'm like, I'm behind. But at the end of the day, I am where I am. So maybe you found yourself in a familiar place, spinning your wheels, feeling overwhelmed, or second guessing every move that you were making in your business. Perhaps you've been putting in some really long hours, pouring your heart and soul into your business, yet it feels like you've been running a marathon but going nowhere. And then there's that nagging realization that when you stop working for this holiday period, that the money is going to stop flowing into your business. And that's that classic exchange for dollars for hours. And breaking free from that cycle can seem like this insurmountable challenge at times. And I get it. Many of you have spent months or even years wearing multiple hats in your business, being all the things to all the people. But truth be told, all this does is it leaves you utterly exhausted. Because every contract that you take on or every client that you work with, they all seem to require a customized approach. And that just keeps adding to this perpetual feeling of burnout. Even though you told yourself at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of 2023, that this year would be different. But my friend, as we stand at the precipice of a new year, let's acknowledge these challenges, not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones to our transformation. Today's episode is not just a reflection on the year that was, but a beacon of hope. We're going to explore how to shift from the struggles that we experienced in 2023 to a future where your business not only survives but thrives. So buckle up, grab your favourite cup of inspiration, which might just be a glass of wine at this time of year. I'm sipping on a flat white, which is always my go-to. And let's dive into this year-end episode that's not just an ending, but I want it to be a powerful beginning for your next year. So here we are, looking back on a year We have had some wins to celebrate for sure, and some of my wins have been extraordinary. But we also have had curveballs thrown our way. But you know what they say about curveballs, right? They're not just roadblocks, they are opportunities for us to hit a home run. I am a ex-softball player. I played softball in my younger years, and so this really resonates with me because every time you're standing in that batter's box and that ball gets pitched your way, every ball that comes down that pipeline is just an opportunity to hit a home run. And sometimes we do hit the home run. Sometimes it's the curveball that, sends us the challenge. But either way, we need to look at every pitch as an opportunity to hit a home run. And as we prepare to welcome a bright new shiny year, let's talk about that age-old tradition of setting goals in the new year. And there is a heap of this out there in the interwebs at the moment. Every coach, every entrepreneur, every podcast is talking about goal setting for the new year. And because it's all around of us, many of us dive into this process with gusto. We jot down all of our aspirations and our milestones that we want to achieve. But here's the thing. If these goals aren't rooted in crystal clear vision, then they risk becoming just wishes. And they are just things that you've plucked out of thin air because you got so excited about the year to come. And all of the things that you want to do with your business, they just become this wish list. And then you turn them into goals because you plucked them out of thin air. This is normal. But I firmly believe that planning your year doesn't start with these random goals or turning aspirations into lofty goals. It begins with crafting an unstoppable vision. This is a vivid picture of where you see your business 3 years from now. Now, you might be wondering, why 3 years? Well, I believe that 3 years is that sweet spot. It is far enough into the future to dream big and envision some significant growth. And yet it's close enough to feel tangible, like you can almost reach out and touch it. I don't like the 5-10 year visions that some coaches encourage you to think about. I think that it's just too far into the future. We can't imagine ourselves 5 years older than what we are now. But 3 years, there's something about this 3-year mark that makes it feel like it's possible. What we want to see happen is possible. We don't know all the steps to get there, but the possibility lives within us. And we know that it's achievable. We just need to work out the how. So if you haven't documented your unstoppable vision yet, this is precisely where you should start. And if you've already got an unstoppable vision, well, kudos to you. It's time to revisit that document and ask yourself, is this still where I'm headed or where I want to be heading? Because your unstoppable vision is your Southern Cross or your Northern Star. It should guide your every decision and strategy in your business. It's the compass that keeps you on track, especially when the path gets a bit challenging and those curveballs start coming. And this is at the heart of what we do when you come inside and work with me in my coaching program, Being Boss. And later on in the episode, I'm going to encourage you to come join me this year inside of my coaching program. Come inside the coaching program and have me help you make this year transformative for you. Alrighty, once you've crafted your unstoppable vision, then we need to translate those grand aspirations into the actionable steps. It's time to embark on the journey of building a rock-solid annual plan. This is a blueprint that turns your dreams into reality. Way too often, I see small business owners take their vision and simply write their aspirations as goals and then wonder why they never achieve their goals. And it's simply because they are still far too big. So, how do we select the right goals for the year? Well, my friend, that is the process that I take you through inside of my Being Boss Pāhi Puawai coaching program. I guide my clients through a meticulous process. And if you joined my workshop at the beginning of last year, I took everyone that joined that workshop through this process. And the feedback that I got was incredible. You know, the participants were just blown away at that they'd never experienced a process like this before, and yet now they felt like they were super clear with the action that they needed to take to work towards the business that they were growing. So a rock solid annual plan is where we turn those aspirations or those dreams into reality by a process that I use to select those goals. It starts with a close examination of the areas in your business that are ripe for improvement. So if you tuned into last week's episode, it was all about the annual review and doing an annual review on your business. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back, take a listen. I gave you a heap of questions for you to undertake the annual review. Now, this is a crucial exercise that paints a really clear picture of where improvements in your business are needed. And then once you have that, you're then armed with the insight. Yeah, that process gives you specific insight into your business, which then, with that in place, you're able to set your goals, and goal setting becomes a far strategic process rather than a random one of just plucking your goals out of thin air. Because I don't know about you, but I have done numerous online mini courses, read books, listened to podcasts and audiogram. I've done all the things about goal setting. None of them teach you how to actually decide on the goal. Most of the programs actually just say, choose your goals. Inside of my Being Boss Pāhi Puawai coaching program, I take my clients through this meticulous process of selecting the right goals, strategically setting your goals. So imagine your goals are targeted arrows, hitting the bullseye of improvement in your business every time. We're not shooting in the dark, we're shooting with precision focus. And I believe that we need to set 3 to 5 goals, and those 3 to 5 goals become the pillars of your rock solid annual plan, strategically chosen to address the key areas identified during your annual review, but also aligned to your unstoppable vision. So it's not about doing all the things, but about doing what truly moves the needle. And so we have to take a look at our review to identify the areas for improvement, and we have to keep in mind our unstoppable vision for where we're going in the future. And so as you go through this process with me inside my coaching program, you'll see how they marry up, and then your goals are clear. They are precision focused. They're going to make transformation inside your business. And this is how you move the needle. So as we unravel the layers of strategic goal setting, envisioning the transformation that awaits your business in 2024, it's now time to consider the profound impact that personalized guidance will provide you. Crafting an unstoppable vision and building a rock-solid annual plan are the key steps and
the journey becomes even more empowering when you have a trusted guide by your side. Because at this point, you're at a crossroads. You can continue navigating your entrepreneurial journey alone, grappling with the challenges as they get thrown at you, and doing this in silence on your own. Or you can choose a different path in 2024, a path where you're not alone, where expertise and personalized support guide your every step. I'm genuinely excited about the opportunity to support you on a transformative journey in 2024. So if you're ready to explore how coaching with me can not only elevate your business, but also enhance the life that you're living, let's take the first step together. Head on over to sandrajulian.co/coaching or click the link in the show notes to book a free discovery call. And this is more than just a call. It's a decisive movement towards unlocking the boundless potential that awaits you in 2024 when you have a guide by your side. So as we wrap up this episode, I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being here, listening to this podcast, sharing this podcast, being here. This wraps up my first full year of podcasting, and I couldn't be happier, really. And I will be back in the new year. In the new year, we'll be continuing on with our fortnightly rotation, and I will be back with more incredible guests and topics to help you dream big, plan well, and do the work to grow and scale your business your way. But before you go, don't forget, the link in the show notes is waiting for you to click it, because I can't wait to launch into a new journey of growth with clarity and confidence with you. Your next chapter begins with a simple click. Let's make 2024 your best year together.
Before you go today, I want to thank you for being here and listening all the way to the end. All the links to this week's episode can be found in the show notes, and you can read a full blog of the episode at sandrajulian.co/podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button and get new episodes as soon as they're released. If you'd like to reach out to me and chat about anything on today's episode or any of the previous episodes on the podcast, then I've got a link in the show notes so you can leave me a voice message or a video message. I really do look forward to hearing from you. Alrighty, have a productive week, and I will talk to you again real soon.